Coming to you from Huntsville, Alabama, high atop Montesano Mountain, it's Cry Aloud, the podcast proclaiming the importance of our Hebrew heritage for all believers. Now here's your friends, Chuck and Vicki Tatum.
Shalom, everyone. If you've been around church any length of time, you've heard the term New Jerusalem. What does that actually mean, New Jerusalem? Let me read from the King James Version of the Bible and start in Revelation chapter 21, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yehovah out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yehovah is with me, and he shall dwell with them, and they shall be his people. Yehovah himself shall be with them, and be their Elohim. And Yehovah shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. There shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is thirsty of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his Elohim, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, the murderers, whoremongers, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And there came unto me one of the seven angels which had the seven vials full of the seven last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, and I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from Yehovah, having the glory of Yehovah, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. And it had a great wall and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Right there, we're talking about regeneration. I want to turn over to chapter 19 of the book of Matthew and verse 28, where it says, And Yeshua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that you which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, you also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. That's something that's not taught in church, that the 12 apostles will be judging the 12 tribes. And the reason it's not taught in church is because church does not teach about the 12 tribes. They talk about the one tribe, Judah, i.e. the Jews as we call them today. But the 12 tribes are kind of off the radar. Why? Because 10 of them supposedly were lost and they don't exist anymore. Well, that's simply not the case. And we get into that in other videos. I hope you'll take the time to look at those and check that out. And we're not going to talk about that today. We're talking about regeneration. We're talking about the New Jerusalem. We're talking about the bride of Christ. You know, the church for generations has felt like they were the bride of the Lamb. But right here, John says the angel showed him the bride of Christ, and the bride of Christ was indeed New Jerusalem. That's a whole different perspective that we need to begin to think about. But nevertheless, what John is saying is, look, there's going to be a new heaven, a new earth. There's going to be a new Jerusalem. And this is, in fact, a regenerate. Where do we get this word regenerate or regeneration? It's found twice in the New Testament. Once right here in the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 28. And then again, it's found in Titus, chapter 3, verse 5. What does it actually mean? It's taken from the Greek word palingenesis, and it actually means a rebirth or new beginnings. We're going to inherit a totally new earth. We're going to be redeemed. That's the purpose. That's the whole thing that God is doing right now. This is the fulfillment of God's original design in the Garden of Eden. He is regenerating everything that he created, and that includes us. We're going to be redeemed. And this is important to understand. He's redeeming us. He's redeeming his creation, and it includes us because we're part of that creation, those of us who accept him and rejoice in him. I'm going to close this out real quick because next episode, we're really going to get deep into some scriptures. This is something when you think about how we're going to live, what it's going to be like. We hear the songs about floating, and we're going to be floating on clouds. We're going to be somewhere up in heaven, going to play in the harp. We got a little cabin over in the corner of Glory Land, those kind of things. Well, that's just man's imagination. That's not reality according to Scripture. And that's what we want to get into in this 3-part series is what's daily life going to be like? How are we going to function? Who's going to be doing what? Well, we know we're going to be under the rule and reign of Yeshua. But how about on just the nation? How do the nations fit in? How do the disciples fit in as the foundation of the New Jerusalem? The 12 tribes, how are they going to be reunited? Everything that's under the covenant is going to be reunited. Stay with us. And in the meantime, like the video, hit the comment, make comments on it. Tell me what you think about this and give me some ideas where you think we might go with it. It really helps if you subscribe to the channel. Until then, shalom.
Jehovah bless you and keep you. Jehovah make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Jehovah turn to you, lift up his countenance upon you, and give you shalom. Shalom, shalom.